Hi, and welcome to another edition of What's in the Box. So what have we got this time? Well, this is another of the Airfix Diorama sets, which I really love. It took me over 50 years to get around to painting this, which is actually longer than it took them to get the man on the moon in the first place. But this is the Lunar module set. Let's take a look. So looking at the front of the packet, you'll see you've got this very iconic image of the moon landing, with Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin bouncing around on the moon surface. And one of the things I particularly like about these Airfix Diorama sets is the fact that they actually include the paints as well, because it makes it just so much easier to just get in there and stuck in and actually do some of the building and some of the painting as well. So I think that works really well. Turning to the back of the packet, you've got the diorama all set out there looking very good and spacey, and you'll see along the bottom you've got image of all of the actual figures that you actually get with this. You could actually buy those separately, but obviously for this diorama they've included it all with the actual moon lander kit that you could actually make, and you'll see a few other extras there as well. And this is the actual diorama base, so you'll see it's obviously got the moonscape on it, and there was a second option as well with this much smaller one where you can see it talks about the lunar module eagle landing there as well. So I think it's quite nice that they gave you this option, because when you'd actually built the actual lunar module, and this is what it looks like, it was a bit of a fiddle actually. Some of the bits actually kept breaking off. I found these fins were a bit of an annoyance, but when you actually come to paint it, it actually looks really effective. And one of the things actually you'll notice is on the actual box itself, you've got this sheet of gold foil, which they actually wrapped around the lunar module. I just couldn't be bothered with that. It looked too much of a fag. So I ended up just painting it gold. It was much easier doing it that way, I think. But overall, I think this is a really effective model. It looks really good. And when you actually put it on the base, it really sort of comes to life then, I think. So this is it on the larger diorama set. And one of the things to mention about the diorama base is the actual attention to detail is really good here, because they've even put the sort of footprints of the astronauts as well. And here are the accessories. So of course a moon landing couldn't be a moon landing without a radar antenna. And then you've got whatever this thing is. It looks like some sort of early solar panel. And I don't know, no ideas what these are, some sort of another panel. And then you've got the actual astronauts themselves. So you've got the flag bearer there, and that was a transfer. I actually had to put it onto card because it was so fragile, but that comes out quite effective. And then you've got this astronaut walking as well. So if you actually got the set commercially, then you actually got them in one of these boxes here. So originally in the 70s, I remember these being yellow. Anyway, the set that I got with this particular diorama was all white, which was fantastic because it made painting it so much easier. And here are some of the figures. So here's the flag bearer. And you'll see the actual flag on this one is actually smaller than the one where you get the transfer, but it is the same figure. Now, as I mentioned, these were really easy to paint because of the fact they were white, but you obviously had to put a bit of detail on. I used a sort of grey wash afterwards just to give it a bit of shading. And yeah, it was relatively straightforward actually. The only real pain was actually around the actual visor itself. You actually used to stick on the oxygen tank, and these were a bit of a pain putting these transfers on as well. They were so small and so delicate that if you got a slight sort of raise on the actual plastic, they wouldn't stick. And this is what the transfer sheet looked like as well. You see, you got, I don't know, 50 odd of these blooming little transfers to put on. Anyway, we've got the moon buggy. I really like this one. I think this is really effective. Looks good, him there in his buggy speeding along. And there was a second moon buggy as well. We'll put them having a race. And then you've got these chaps here carrying some sort of, I don't know, canisters or containers of some sort or another. As with all Airfix, you sort of got two of each of these figures. And then you got this thing, which was really weird. So obviously it bore no resemblance to the actual true lunar landing, and they created these very sort of odd contraptions. I'm assuming this is some sort of early jetpack version with these red balls on the side. And then we've got these chaps here as well with their, I don't know, it looks like some sort of, I don't know, viewfinder, or maybe it's a laser gun. I doubt. They're quite fun though. And then you've got a couple of the guys walking again. You'll see this is the same as the one that you got in the model. And then you've got this thing which is some sort of, I don't know, moon module or something. And the good thing is the figures here are detachable, so you could actually put them on the other buggy as well and have it as a passenger. And here we've got a couple of guys probing the ground. So overall, I think this is one of the really effective diorama sets. I love the simplicity of it. You know, the model was a bit of a pain to put together, but it did go okay. And the figures are brilliant because they don't take much to paint. You give it a bit of a wash afterwards to make them look a bit sort of grey, I suppose. But I think they work really well. And when you actually set this all out on display, I think it makes a brilliant moon scene. So this is certainly one of the better sets, and nice way to bring to life the figures, really. And putting actually, so you could actually have two different bases, I think was also a great choice by Airfix. So yeah, really like this one. If you're interested in this and other dioramas that I've made from Airfix, then please subscribe to this channel and check out some of the ones I've uploaded previously, because I think they're all quite fun.